Whoops. Hey, Team Human. Look, it's light outside. Ooh, 2 days after Christmas. Woohoo. Go humans and Team Cat and dog and everything else that lives and breathes on planet Earth. I'm going to tell a story, and so forgive me if I cry. I lost a first cousin. It was many years ago, but it's an important story, I think. I loved her. She certainly loved my mother. And, but she was murdered, in her, apartment in Philadelphia. And, of course, it was just a huge shock, to my entire family. And, but anyway, we go forward. Well, I did anyway. Obviously, I'm 65 today. This was, 20 years ago. And it felt like yesterday. She was who she was, and, I really, really, really was jealous because she was a hell of a horse rider. I ride horses, but, yeah, I was not half as good at it as she is. And, I can't fall off anything right now, because it could be fatal to me. So anyway, this story is out there, and if you care, I bet you can look it up. A reason she didn't scream, often anyway, but in an apartment building, and I live in a multi-family, event these days, and I believed something changed with the Philadelphia police, and I don't know what happened to the officers involved, but anyway, her neighbor heard her scream, and then heard her scream again, and called the police. They did arrive, I think, in fairly short order, obviously, but they wouldn't knock down the door because they could not hear her screaming inside. Little did they know. The perpetrator, look him up. He's in Supermax in Colorado. And I don't know if they could have prevented him from killing her, but they might have. But the Philadelphia police had gotten so goddamn sued so many times for knocking, doors down or kicking them in, whatever you men people do. Hey, I'm a little white. Well, I'm 5'4", but I'm pretty damn white. And I'm sorry, this really is a hard story. Anyway, she's gone. And my aunt and uncle were instantly on top of the whole situation and sued the goddamn Philadelphia Police Department. And because sometimes you guys, you got to stand up. You got to admit, yeah, we could have maybe prevented something, but how would they know that? I've never been a police officer or served in the military, though my father was a U.S. Marine. But she's gone. I'm sorry for us all, and to all my beloved family members out there. I'm doing this for me and for you, and with love in my heart. Okay, another really tough part of the story. So, what do we call it these days? Trigger warnings. She had a date with her brother the next day, and he arrived on time, unlike mine, who cannot seem to even find his left foot. He was the one who had to open that door and find her body, and I will never, ever, ever let that go, ever. Sorry, it was tough on all of us, of course, and so anyway, I had just had knee surgery again, and but we all rallied, right, and I got on an airplane with my husband, who was really, really most helpful. This was a hard situation, people. So anyway, we all appear on the East Coast and go, we are going to honor her memory by showing up and trying to understand what's going on, which I didn't, of course. I remember one of the cruelest things I think I did was, her father came out to greet me, because, you can't get from Colorado to the East Coast in a heartbeat, and I was on crutches, and the whole thing was too hard for us all. He came up, to see me, and he came outside and hugged me, and I said, "This can't be true. This could not be real." And he said, "It fucking is." We didn't say it that way. And we spent 3 days together. I think I was there for 3 days. But my mother's family is very devoutly Catholic, and so there was a great, great big funeral. I remember sitting in the pews and just crying and holding on to each other. It was just a horrible time. But let me finish it this way. My aunt, Vicky, taught me something very, very profound. Well, not that day, but many years later. That, my daughter's dead, and, we can't bring her back. You sweet angel. And, so anyway, they did eventually find the guy. Get this, though. This is not wrong. I mean, this is accurate. Let me put it that way. They did get the guy. I don't know how many years later, but he had gone on. Well, first he murdered my cousin and went on to rape 7 women. So this is not a good guy, by any stretch of my imagination. But, you know what she did? I cannot believe you, and I'm so grateful, Vic. My mother was very close with all her siblings. But she went on to say, I gotta get together eventually, and blah, blah, blah. She took on, and hey, I know we have a new pope from Chicago, and I lived in Chicago for 12 years, so hey, it's a sign in the right direction, I think. The death penalty is wrong. It's state-sponsored murder. Yeah, all you Texas humans out there, get a hold of this one. She fought, and still does, I predict. I don't know. I'm in California now, so we are not currently in touch. But I was so inspired that she did that, and thanks, Vic, because I have partially forgiven the Catholic Church. Because guess what? This is part of my story. But my mother, who was beautiful, and I love her, and I miss her so much. Anyway, found her way to Colorado and met my father and got pregnant. They were young and attractive, and that sort of thing happens. So, my grandfather did? He and my mother excommunicated. I've never I got baptized when I was born, but I've never taken communion at the Catholic Church, because that is wrong. Anyway, life goes on, and hopefully we all go forward with more love and compassion in our hearts. So, Vic, I know you did this, but, I wasn't there, but, went to see him at Supermax in Florence, Colorado. Look it up. Thank you for your inspiration in my life. I do love you all. Thank you. And I'm sorry this is so hard. But, hey, YouTube gives me a chance to tell our story. Loves to all.